First thing you told me is you got to commit to the turn. Understand that. Not happening. This has never been my strong suit, is hand-eye coordination. That's why I swam. Not diving it directly into the ground is the hard part. I'm glad it's not my kite.
In the last episode of MJ Sailing, we left the Bahamas to make our way to Palm Beach, where we had a bit bumpier ride across the Gulf Stream than any of us were expecting, and settled into our favorite spot next to Peanut Island, where we were finally able to experience a weekend of 100 or so powerboaters that come from all over to spend their Sunday afternoon relaxing.
So zero remorse taking this headsail off. Very, very happy to see it go. New headsail in the box over here. Haven't unboxed it yet. Yeah, so this is the project for today, getting this thing down.
Yep.
Then we'll start adjusting the rigging again before we actually put that thing up. And it's a little windy for it. I want the first day for it to go up with almost no wind, just so we can look at everything.
You can hear that one starting to come through right now.
Yep, yep.
So let's get this thing down on deck.
Okay.
Squeeze into it.
It's a little small, but that's okay. It's got long sleeves.
Everyone wants long sleeves. So Matt is about to get into the water to clean our bottom. He did half of it yesterday.
We waited a little while to start it, and the current picked up a little. So now, I decided to split it in half. The project in half and do the other the next day.
Yep. So we've got our Sea Breathe hookah here, which lets him stay under the whole time instead of making the project even longer while he comes up and bops to the surface for air. Amazing.
We, what was it, a week ago now?
Yeah.
So a week ago we were in double-breasted and the bottom was clean. Get here in a week of it and we've got growth everywhere.
Yep. So time to get that bottom clean before we make our, what is it going to be, about a 1,000-mile journey to St. Martin?
Yep. We hope this is the only time I have to clean it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yes, it would. Prop it up.
A little wavy for you under there?
It was.
Yeah. Boat was rocking just a little bit, huh?
So I might be going in one more time before we leave.
Think so?
Yeah, it's actually starting to get all...
Hard growth?
No, soft growth still. But the side that I did yesterday is already showing some signs of stuff coming back.
That's crazy.
Not super impressed with this bottom paint.
We'll have to get that silicone stuff in Europe then.
Yeah, it's a shame. So we've been in the water for about, what, 6 months?
Yeah.
7 months? Something like that. So we've been in the water for 7 months, 8 months maybe. And we put originally 2 coats of the Pacifica, Interlux Pacifica Plus along the whole boat, and then 3 coats along the water line down to about a foot and a half below the water line. Already, this is the second time I've cleaned the bottom. So only the second time. Already I'm getting white patches where we've worn off the paint.
Yeah, because we were gray for our exterior.
Yep, gray for the exterior, white below that. And I'm already seeing white. So unfortunately it looks like we might get a year out of this paint. Not really impressed with it. It's an ablative, so it as you move through the water, it cleans itself. And unfortunately it's cleaning itself apparently too well. And it's just coming off type of thing. But it's not coming off from bad prep. It's not peeling off type of thing. It's wearing through already.
Well, looks like UK will be another fun time in the boatyard. There's something about this boat behind us we can never seem to escape getting really, really close to it, and we never know exactly if it's the tides or if it's our anchor, because a few nights ago it did get wrapped around itself because we drastically swing around because of the tides, and we were dragging closer to it. So now is another situation where we don't know if we should just continue to wait and see what the tides do or up the anchor once more. But pretty soon, because this is the weekend, all of Peanut Island behind us here is going to be full of like power boaters and paddleboarders and fishers and other people enjoying the weekend. So I think it's all around going to be an interesting day, and we should probably stay on the boat so we can be here for all of it. Today is the day that we have all been waiting for. I know that we've been getting a lot of questions from our viewers about when we're getting our new sail. Have we gotten the new sail? Have we sailed it yet? And here it is. So we have a light day. We actually had to move ourselves from our anchor next to Peanut Island just because it created a wind tunnel where we're constantly getting these big breezes. So to do rigging and sail work, we came over here. And now we get to open our sail. I'm so excited, but I'm going to let Matt do the honors, even though I was the one who spent all those painstaking hours replacing the sacrificial cover on our last one, but he's going to be strong enough to actually lift this out. Let's take a look at what this looks like. So Matt, get it out of the box.
This will be better than our unboxing of that tree, I think.
The kumquat.
The kumquat, yeah.
Woo! You should have kicked up your heel. That looks nice.
Doesn't that look pretty?
It does. It's all crisp.
Wow, look at how nice the sacrificial cover is, Jess.
I know. Did they do a better job than I could?
I think they did a better job than you could. But, so.
Alright, let's bring it up on deck and
get this bad boy up.
Because tomorrow we're gonna sail it.
Yeah.
We're recording. Okay, so how the heck is we gonna do this? We need to find the clue or the the clue just so try. I don't know.
So that is.
No, we want the foot to run this way. Oh. Alright, so there's the head. Very crisp.
Get the other one. I need to find the clue. Big old fire, huh?
Big old fire.
Holy! That is awesome.
Uh-huh.
Holy crap. Look at the beautiful stitching. So it is 3 rows triple stitched, which means it comes up 1, 2, 3 stitches here. Triple stitch, nice wide piece here, overlap for the seam, so we don't have to worry about it coming apart. Awesome. And then we did get the foam inserts for the roller furling, so it helps when you refit up. The middle part bunches up faster, so then it takes out a lot of the puffiness, the fullness of the sail. So when you refit down, you can refit down a little bit and still have good sail shape, which is absolutely awesome. We did that on the stay sail too, so it should help us change gears a little bit more. Big grass stripes. This is awesome, absolutely awesome. And the material feels so good.
It does.
Marble head, awesome stuff. Let's do it.
All right, let's get it up.
Let's get it up there. Ready to feed?
I don't know if you can tell from our background, we are not in Florida right now. We're not even in the Bahamas right now. This segment is coming to you from Antigua. We wanted to give a review of the sail once we've had a bit of time to actually sail it and see how it performs. So now that we have, I don't know, 1,200 miles under that sail.
Yeah, I think that's about right. So.
Now we can tell you exactly how it's working for us.
Yeah, I really didn't want to do the typical thing where we unbox it, put it up, and say, "Oh, it sails great." You know,
we did a great pleasure cruise today.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a real honest review type of thing. So we wanted to give you everything that we think of the sail from Precision Sails. It's beautiful. So. We just got the sail from Far East sail makers out of Hong Kong. I think Hong Kong, yeah. Got it from there. We did the same basic procedure as what we did with Precision, where we measured ourselves, followed their little diagram, so on and so forth, and we did okay. It doesn't quite fit perfect. The sheeting angle's off, so the amount that we have for track that's welded to the top of our deck isn't long enough. So what we end up having to do is it sheets actually further forward than what we have available for the track. What we're seeing with what Precision offered and what they gave us is not only do they get the specs from you, the measurements, which again is identical to what we did at Far East, but they actually have input. So they tell us or asked us additional questions. They went through and tried to analyze what we're going to use this sail for. Precision puts forth effort to make sure that it's going to fit with what you need and what's going to fit your boat properly.
And if we hadn't mentioned it in a previous video, if you get your new sail from Precision and it doesn't fit or it's not working the way you want, they'll replace it for you at no cost. Like, they want to make sure it fits your boat perfectly and suits your needs perfectly. So, and
that's actually one of the things too that Jessica just mentioned is if they take a sail in return, they put it on their website for like a discounted price.
Basically an at-cost price.
At-cost price. I highly recommend looking on their site for new sails that are cut for a different boat, but a lot of times they can fit what you need. It is an insane deal, and I wish I would have noticed it before, because we probably could have figured out something for our stay sail from them and saved money and actually got a better product.
Better. Yeah.
But the overall sail itself fits perfect. The sheeting angles, perfect. The material, as we showed in the unboxing, really well done. The other thing is they use the Tanara thread, which is a gore, like a plastic thread, and they use that so we don't have to worry about that peeling off or having to re-sew that at all. So at least our headsail, we're not going to have a problem with. It's going to last
Which
pretty
is good
much forever.
because Tanara is a great thread to have. It's really hard to work with, so I don't want to have to go back and retouch it later. So they did it the first time?
Yep, they did it right the first time. We won't have to deal with it at all. Again, the cut, so far what we've seen from an upwind position, it's a little bit less sail area than what we had previously, but it's actually a better cut, better position for it. So we're noticing upwind, we're doing a little bit better with it. The boat never is going to do real well upwind, but we do notice it plays better with the staysail because it's a higher cut. So when we do run it out and we run it as a cutter, we are actually getting a better draw. Only negative that I've seen, and this is my fault for not speccing it, but is for our leech line. Because we have a high clew, when you're on deck and you're trying to reach where the clew is to adjust the leech line, it's almost impossible to reach. It's too high above. And even when it's rolled in, frilled in, it's very difficult to reach to. One of the options you can do is you can put it up and over the head and bring it down to the tack. You put a little block at the top and it actually goes from the clew up to the head down to the tack, and you can adjust it at the bottom of the sail. Had I realized it, I should have asked for it. Something that I missed, but that is truly the only negative. It's actually really cool how they do the tack line. It's they use this Velcro tab that you Velcro in, so instead of having actual cleat there, that a lot of times I'm noticing on the staysail, I've noticed it on my old sails before, a lot of times pops out unless you have it just right. This is just rock solid connection to hold that tack line for the and for the foot as well. So just things like that they did really well.
And because we did scale down in size, a benefit for me is because I don't have my guns built up yet. I can handle the sail. The other one, a little hard in heavy weather, but this one, good.
Yeah, great visibility with it. We're doing that Yankee cut with a higher clew on it, so we can see forward. Again, it gives us multiple gears because of the staysail setup. The marble head, the sail material, phenomenal. We're going to get a ton of life of this. We went a little bit heavier, of course, because the areas we're going are higher winds.
Yeah, heavier weather, northern climates.
Yep, but we're noticing that still does well. Very happy, extremely beautiful. The cool logo.
The logo, yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the neatest things. You know, most people, they have something on their spinnakers, like the race boats have it on their spinnakers and stuff. We've got our name on our headsail. So
we love putting it out and sailing and like having it just be out there for everyone to see.
It gives us a good excuse to sail into our anchorage and sail into our anchor, drop anchor, and we actually pull up the anchor on our headsail too. Just because we can.
Show it off.
So it's actually a very cool setup with
that.
So
thank you, Precision Sails.
Thank you so much.
So happy, and can't wait to outfit the rest of the boat with Precision.
Mainsail next. Get rid of our baggy main. It was just a great experience overall from the consultation, and again, I can't stress how much or how important that was.
The design,
being able to go through
the designer.
Yeah, with the designer and actually talk to them about what we wanted, what benefits we're going to see with the different things,
the 3D
different
graphics
options.
of how it's going to look on our boat before they ever start production. So all of it. I mean, if you choose to get a new sail, go with them. You will not be disappointed.
No. Highly recommend them. I can't say anything negative about the experience at all. It was a very, very good experience.
We're so happy.
Yeah, we're so happy. Thank you so much.
We have a kite.
All right, so next step, that's how big it is. It's 8 square meters. All right, so what we're gonna end up doing, the wind's coming straight from the east, southeast a little bit.
Yep.
And you take the kite off on the edge of the wind window. So, straight downwind, out to about 85 degrees. So you'll set it up 85 degrees to where you want to take off. Cool.
While hanging out with our friends Dave and Christy of SV Latitude Adjustment and picking up our many packages they were holding for us, Dave offered to take Matt out for a day to Juno Beach and give him a little introduction to his favorite sport of kiteboarding. Thanks for holding the kite, Christy. For a first-timer, they decided it was best to keep Matt on the beach instead of in the water. but he would still be able to get the kite in the air and feel how it reacts to the wind. Before handing over the reins, Dave gave a few demonstrations on how to launch it and keep it flying through the turns.
You just keep the kite changing direction. So as it slows down, like at the top, you don't want it to stop.
Oh, okay.
You want to steer a different direction and let it keep going.
Been called down to the minor leagues.
E-ball. Wait, if you need to get rid of it, all you're going to do is push this away from you.
Yep.
And the kite goes away.
Okay.
You never want a death grip on the bar.
Huh?
Here, just everything's light. Out is like sheeting out.
Yep.
In is like sheeting in. Kind of like a windsurfer or anything else where you would pull the boom in by hand.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The same scenario. A little bit to get the speed better, but not too far.
Not too far.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
The first thing you told me is you got to commit to the turn. Understand that. Not happening.
so, man, just give a 30-second recap of your session.
Tell us about it.
A lot to learn. A lot quicker reacting than what I anticipated. I thought it was going to be kind of not a lazy thing, you know, a body workout, but not as mentally challenging to get it down and get the I think it's like muscle memory then. It just becomes second nature, I'm sure, to you after a little bit. I think it takes a while to get to that, at least for me. This has never been my strong suit, is hand-eye coordination. That's why I swam. Not diving it directly into the ground is the hard part. I'm glad it's not my kite.
While the guys may have spent their afternoon working up their appetites, I was the one who was rewarded that afternoon with a trip to the dive bar for a lunch of sushi. A big treat for me since it's something I love but rarely ever get to eat. The views from where we sat were barely beat out by the exquisite food set in front of us. We're always thankful for such wonderful friends we meet through our travels, who bring us into their lives, and for some reason, always treat us way better than we deserve. Join us for the next episode of MJ Sailing, where we meet our sister ship, Luare, a pretty amazing coincidence since only 6 of us were built in the world. And we make our way back to the Bahamas, landing in Great Harbor Key of the Berry Islands. My face is super sticky. Sticky face. Needs are going.